Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a look outside our weather window. And boy, we talked even all the way back to last Friday. It was going to warm up, and it did so today. Beautiful blue skies as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights, and temperatures warmed up, and we're going to continue that trend, especially as we get into tomorrow. There we are in the top right-hand corner of that graphic. 92 today, that's what we got to. 97 tomorrow, maybe a little cooler Wednesday. I think we'll still hit 90, and then we're going to stay in the low 90s right through the end of the week and into the upcoming weekend. And I'll have more weather for you coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A 54-year-old man was arrested on child trafficking charges outside a Moses Lake motel Friday after he allegedly talked on social media about molesting a 4.5-year-old child. East Wenatchee police say felony theft charges are likely after a suspected bike thief showed up with the stolen bikes at the same place where they'd been taken several days prior. And the latest real estate snapshot for the Wenatchee Valley shows a whopping $77,000 increase in the median cost of a home in June compared to last year. But first, our top story tonight: an attempted arrest of a man wanted on a felony warrant led to a shootout with Grant County Sheriff's deputies yesterday afternoon that later turned into a pursuit and crash on Stratford Road near the Moses Lake Airport. Grant County Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Foreman said the incident is being investigated by an outside agency and the officers involved are on paid leave. Yesterday, Foreman described what happened.
Around 1:15 today, deputies were trying to apprehend a person who has felony warrants. During the contact with that person, there was a possible exchange of gunfire, but the suspect fired upon officers. Right now, the shooting is under investigation. The shooter himself was injured when his vehicle had a pit maneuver delivered to it. That's the red Jeep over my shoulder. He was not shot, but was transported to Samaritan Hospital, Moses Lake, for treatment of his injuries related to the car crash. There were no deputies or Moses Lake police officers injured during this incident. We'll have more information posted tomorrow.
And in a press release this afternoon, Deputy Foreman reported that suspect was in fact shot in the shoulder. In other news, a 54-year-old man was arrested on child trafficking charges outside a Moses Lake motel Friday after he allegedly talked on social media about molesting a 4.5-year-old child and made an offer to meet up with other men so they could molest the child together. Stephen Hoszu reportedly told the man he also had access to another child. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said detectives confirmed Hoszu does have contact with children the ages he described. Hoszu was arrested outside the Motel Oasis by Moses Lake Major Crimes detectives who obtained a warrant to search his room. They reported finding evidence of conversations Hoszu had with a Spokane man about kidnapping, raping, and killing young girls. The sheriff's office said additional evidence seized in the search is being analyzed. East Wenatchee police say felony theft charges are likely after a suspected bike thief showed up with the stolen bikes at the same place where they'd been taken several days prior. Police said the bikes valued at $1,600 were taken Wednesday from outside Grant Food and Fuel on Grant Road. On Saturday, Officer Ty Sheets was doing extra patrols at the store and reported seeing those bikes described by the victim strapped to the back of a vehicle. Police said the bikes were recovered and the owner of the vehicle faces theft charges. Well, the latest real estate snapshot for the Wenatchee Valley shows a whopping $77,000 increase in the median cost of a home in June compared to June of last year. According to Pacific Appraisal Associates, the median price for a home last month was $502,000. That's up from $425,000 a year ago, an 18% increase. Total home sales in June were down 12% compared to June of 2021, with 84 sales last month compared to 95 last June. However, active home listings were way up last month compared to last year, with 157 listings in June of this year compared to only 30 in June of 2021, a 423% increase. The Wenatchee real estate market includes Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Malaga, Orondo, and Rock Island. Well, when we come back, the Forest Service says droves of unprepared hikers are encountering snow while hiking in the higher elevations of the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Harmful algae blooms in Moses Lake have become a recurring concern. An endangered plant that grows only in Chelan County got its moment in the sun last week. And the Wenatchee Downtown Association will be showing off some of the downtown buildings with spaces available to rent during its annual Downtown Possibilities Tour. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
I'm John Volan, and I'm running for judge here in Chelan County. For more than 20 years, I've upheld the rights of the local community as an attorney, trial lawyer, and part-time judge. This fall, I'm running for district court judge. I'm highly endorsed by the legal and local communities for my thorough, fair-minded, and just approach. I'm the only candidate with civil, criminal experience, but experience as a judge as well. This fall, vote John Volan for Chelan County District Court Judge.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Forest Service says droves of unprepared hikers are encountering snow while hiking in the higher elevations of the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Wilderness rangers say the cool weather patterns have kept snow from melting in the higher elevations, and that's catching too many hikers by surprise. And that's not the only problem recreationists are encountering. Many trails and roads are unpassable as crews and volunteers try to keep up with an unusually large number of downed trees. In addition, thunderstorms last week caused debris slides that temporarily block some of those roads. Harmful algae blooms in Moses Lake have become a recurring concern. The toxic blooms that occur in warm weather can make the water unsafe for people and animals to drink or swim. Congressman Dan Newhouse says an agriculture appropriations bill coming down the pike will include more than $3 million for the Grant County Conservation District to address the problem. If the bill passes Congress with the appropriate intact, it will provide $3.1 million for the Moses Lake project. The work would aim to reduce the phosphorus that enters the creek and feeds the algae blooms by a factor of 2,000 pounds per year. Well, an endangered plant that grows only in Chelan County got its moment in the sun last week. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service joined forces with the nonprofit Washington Rare Plant Care and Conservation Agency to count the Wenatchee Mountains checker mallow. This flowering plant is listed among federally endangered species. Staffers and volunteers use pink flags to mark each plant sighting in order to map the checker mallow's growth in the Camas Meadows Natural Area. More than 35,000 individual plants populate those meadows. This year's count added about 3,000 plants to that total. Well, the Wenatchee Downtown Association will be showing off some of the downtown buildings with spaces available to rent during its annual Downtown Possibilities Tour coming up on July 27th. The tour will start at 3 p.m. at the Halpert Building at 29 South Wenatchee Avenue and have 9 stops. The final stop will be the newly renovated Wenatchee City Hall on Mission and Yakima Streets. No registration is required, but walking shoes are recommended. Some of the buildings on the tour are for sale. Some have been recently remodeled, and others are in the remodeling process. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Kim Schreier and Joe Biden's reckless spending worsened inflation, and liberals are defunding our police.
I'm Reagan Dunn. As a federal prosecutor and on the county council, I've fought to keep us safe. I'm ready for the battle in Congress to fire Nancy Pelosi and stop Joe Biden's reckless spending. I'll fight to make our streets safe again, and so you can afford to fill up your gas tank. I'm Reagan Dunn, and I approve this message because we need to defeat Kim Schreier to get America back on track.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Every 5 years, the federal government reauthorizes the Farm Bill, which governs everything from grain subsidies to food stamp assistance. The current bill expires in 2023, and Congress is already mapping out the new version. The House Agriculture Committee is holding a listening session July 22nd in the town of Carnation for growers to give their input. In tonight's features story, 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier is on that committee. She says the new Farm Bill must keep Northwest priorities in the spotlight.
The Farm Bill is tremendous. This sets policy for 5 years for the country, for agriculture, for research, for everything. And it can help direct funding, which is a way of really emphasizing where our values are. And if our values are on things like supporting specialty crop farmers, then we need to make sure we have abundant funding for research. If we want to preserve family farms, then we have to invest in family farms and give them assurances. If we want our ranchers to do well, including small and medium-sized ranchers, we need local processors. These are the kinds of things that we're going to bring into the Farm Bill, including conservation programs that are so important for the farmers themselves, but also for the environment, for salmon habitat, and the rest. So we're going to be really thoughtful, and we're having this roundtable in Carnation, July 22nd, to get the farmers at the table to help craft this bill. This should not just happen in Washington, D.C. It's got to happen here. You know, I'm the only member of the Agriculture Committee from the Northwest. I'm the only one. And so I need to squeak really loudly to make sure that in committee they're paying attention to specialty crops, they're paying attention to orchardists, they're paying attention to research at Washington State University, partnering with federal USDA researchers. And so I continue to be the squeaky wheel going to bat for our farmers to make sure that their best interests, whether that's in research facilities, or just conservation programs, that those are top of mind when we do the Farm Bill.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your weekend was a great one. Boy, weather was sure nice all weekend. I hope you enjoyed the 80s because we can say goodbye to that as we make our way through this week. We'll talk more about that in a second. Unofficially today, there we go, 92 degrees our unofficial high. 87 is where we should be this time of year. It was a hot one back in 2002. That's our record year where we reached 104 degrees. This morning, 59, 61 is where we should be for our overnight low. Our record low, 48 degrees, set back in 1981. No new precip the past 24 hours, and we're holding steady at 5.76 inches since the first of the year. Sunrise 5:16, and the sun sets at 8:56. All right, setting the stage for the warm weather. Right here, large area of high pressure out on the Pacific. It's going to slowly make its way east throughout the week, but that's going to keep our temperatures very warm. And talk about very warm when we get you into tomorrow. Maybe the warmest day we've seen in all of 2022 for many of us tomorrow. High temperatures around the area, 97, Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, and right here in Wenatchee, 95 in Ellensburg, 96 degrees in Kashmir, and 95 the high temperature in Chelan. So boy, drink plenty of fluids if you are outdoors tomorrow. Clear skies all over the western United States tonight. We may see, this gray, just some high clouds tonight, but it's going to be mild with lows in the upper 60s for us. Getting you into Tuesday, we just talked about it, hot weather. There's the edge of that ridge as it just slides over Washington State. Going to keep us cloud free for the most part tomorrow with high temperatures upper 90s to 100 degrees. So it's going to be hot. Wednesday, sunny, maybe a little bit breezy as an area of low pressure kind of squeezes the top of our ridge a little bit, but not much cooler. We're talking highs on Wednesday right around that 90-degree mark. For Thursday, we're going to start a warm-up once again as the ridge continues its eastward trek. We're talking highs on Thursday, mainly into the low 90s. For Friday, getting into the end of the work week, it's going to stay on the warm side. We'll see sunny conditions. Low pressure is just pretty much stalled right here off the coast of British Columbia. Mid-90s to end our work week on Friday. Getting into the weekend, that's where things, especially temperatures, start to fall a little bit. Slightly cooler for Saturday. We'll see more of a northwesterly flow of air. Still going to be plenty warm for this time of year, though, with highs in the low 90s. And then by the end of our forecast Sunday, going to be breezy. You can see those lines of barometric pressure very tightly packed. Still warm, though. Back normal, seasonal, we'll call it, with breezy conditions Sunday and high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast. How about that for an overnight low tonight? 67 degrees, 97, and hot for our Tuesday. A little bit cooler on Wednesday and even into Thursday, low 90s. Sunshine throughout that 7-day forecast. 95 for Friday. We'll see plenty of sun once again on Saturday, 92 degrees, and then back to normal for Sunday. Sunny skies with a high temperature then of 87. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Sheriff Brian Burnett. I've developed local relationships, built trust regionally, and brought statewide resources to build a safer Chelan County. As your sheriff, I will continue to enhance safety during these dangerous times. Now is not the time to get soft. Trust my continued leadership to protect our quality of life and your constitutional rights. Your vote matters. Vote Brian Burnett, Chelan County Sheriff.
We get it. Tent camping can be a nightmare. You freeze all night and sweat all day. Well, now you can ditch the tent and camp in comfort during the Click It RV Tent Trade-In event. Bring us your old tent and get $1,000 towards your RV purchase during the month of July. As always, we've got the best price, selection, and service in the Northwest. Visit any one of our 4 locations in Spokane, Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, or Milton Freewater today. The Tent Trade-In event, going on now at Click It RV.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
And now it's a sports update. on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday. Thanks to Dan for filling in for me last week. And here we go. Mariners swept Toronto Sunday on Carlos Santana's two-run home run in the 8th inning to win it 6-5. Mariners have now won 8 in a row and marked the first time sweeping the Blue Jays in a 4-game series in franchise history. George Springer did all he could to prevent a Mariner victory, belting a home run on the game's first pitch.
A nice sunny afternoon here in Seattle. George Springer is in the box. Clint Vondrack is the home plate umpire. And how about the first pitch of the ball game is hit right on out of here by Springer.
Carlos Santana leads it off. They have to shift on for him. Pelted out to right field. This is back and gone. How about homers in back-to-back games?
Tapia gives it a ride to the opposite field, and it's gone. Right into the Blue Jay bullpen, his 4th of the season, and the Jays are back on top. Up the middle and through, and that'll do it. Throw to the plate will be cut. It's a 2-run single and a 4-1 lead.
Phelps comes home. Moreno down to first base. It's dropped by Vlad. It trickles into right field. Frazier scores.
I think it went through his glove.
It went through his glove?
I think it went through his glove.
Very costly stitching here.
Wow. Right through his glove. Broke the webbing.
Hard hit grounder. Bichette. Low snag. Off balance throw. High. Julio is safe. Upton scores. It's a 1-run game. Swing the bat, young man. He does. First pitch. Slugged. Tapia makes the catch. Santana making his way home. Cal Raleigh has tied this game with a sacrifice fly.
There's a drive to left center by Bichette, and it will go. His 3rd hit of the afternoon puts the Blue Jays back on top.
Oh boy.
Again.
It is high. Back at the wall. Does he get him again? He does. He does. He does. Carlos Santana. He has homered for the 3rd time in 2 games. Back to the mound. Sewald's got it. The Mariners win. They've won 16 of their last 19.
Again, it comes down to the bullpen pitching today. Carlos Santana, what a couple of days for him. He's the difference in these 2 ball games with him hitting the 3 home runs.
Oh, that's some fun stuff there. Manager Scott Service says his team got some luck. Big at-bats by Carlos Santana and good pitching from his starter.
Anytime you sweep a team, certainly a quality team like the Blue Jays have, you're going to need to get a few breaks, and we got a few today. But again, our pitching, I thought Logan threw the ball really well. He had a really good curveball today. He located the fastball well. The couple home runs, and then they put the one in against him, but he was able to obviously get through the 5th and then back out there, shut down inning in the 6th to give our offense a chance, and the bullpen continues to do a great job. Penn Murphy got one up. Bichette had a really good day. That happens. I say all that, and our team just kind of hangs in there. It keeps going, and it's games like this that you look up. How did we win it? Well, we've got a few breaks, but you need to take advantage of them.
Also, it was announced during the game that rookie center fielder Julio Rodriguez was added to the All-Star roster.
It was just announced on Mariners Vision. You can see right there, announced to the crowd that Julio is an All-Star. Just seconds ago, he took his cap off, tipped it to the crowd, and threw a baseball into the J-Rod squad, the no-fly zone. What a moment for young 21-year-old Julio Rodriguez.
Now, while Julio made the All-Star team, Ty France and Logan Gilbert were left out. Seattle will head to Washington tomorrow to begin 2 games before wrapping up the first half of the season at Texas this weekend. Well, while the Mariners have won 8 straight, so too have the Baltimore Orioles. The O's scored 4 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th to beat the Angels 9-5, Angels' fourth straight loss. Byron Buxton and Ryan Jeffers each homered for Minnesota in a Twins 6-5 win over Texas. Jake Odorizzi struck out 7 over 7 frames and led Houston over Oakland 6-1. The Astros lead in the Mariners in the American League West is 12 games despite Seattle's 8-game winning streak. Well, Wenatchee scored 36 runs in 3 games, sweeping Nanaimo over the weekend north of the border. After a rainout on Saturday night, Wenatchee played 2 7-inning games against the Night Owls Sunday. Adam Fossil was 2 for 4 with a 2 RBI to lead Wenatchee to a Game 1 win by a final of 6-3. Reese Leitenberg pitched 3 innings of 2-run ball with 4 strikeouts to earn the victory on the mound. In the nightcap, Wenatchee brought 19 men to the plate in a 13-run 6th inning. They win at 18-1. That's a 7-inning game, gang. Cole Miller went 4 for 5 at the plate with a home run and 3 RBI. Jake Putnam earned his second win on the mound, going 3 innings of hitless ball with 4 strikeouts. Now, Wenatchee returns home to host, yes, that's right, the Dub C Fish Sticks in the first of 2 non-league games tomorrow night at 6:35. We'll hopefully find out more about that. We'll be back at the ballpark this Friday when the Apple Sox host the Corvallis Knights in town. I'll have your coverage beginning at 6:30 right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel. Other West Coast League baseball Sunday, Kelowna mopped up Edmonton 12-2. Victoria got by Kamloops 2-1. College edged Springfield 5-4. Bellingham continued to play well on 11-7 win over Port Angeles. Bend beat Corvallis 10-7. Portland pelted Walla Walla 10-2. Yakima Valley rallied past Ridgefield 8-3. Bells continue to lead the West Coast League's North Division 21-8, 5 games better than Kamloops and 7 in front of Wenatchee. Well, the weather was perfect to celebrate Kids Night at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval on Saturday. Evan Getz of Okanagan won the Jerry's Auto Supply Pro Late Models main event. Josh Roberts second. Josh Ingram took third. Moses Lake's Brad Morrison grabbed the checkered flag in the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Car main event. East Wenatchee's Dale Winterberg was second, followed by Cameron Doyle. And make it now 4 wins in a row for Jay Evans in the Cow Car. His Wenatchee driver took first in the main event of the Plum Perfect Roadrunners. Terry Cook second, followed by Colton Fisher. The Bandos were also racing. 2 brothers from Ephrata dueled to the checkered flag in the Angel Bail Bonds Bandolero main event. It was Cannon defeating brother Caleb. Okanagan's Emerson Getz took third. And in the visiting Johnson Electric Bump to Pass event, Malaga's Josh Musgrove finished first. Squim's Ted Hunt was second, followed by Stanwood's Rick Yargis in third. WVSO celebrates Thunder in the Valley this weekend, one of the biggest open wheel events in the Northwest, featuring the Sprint Car Shootouts with the Speed Tour Sprint Car Series. There's also the Rockstar Energy B-Modified Mayhem Race, Northwest Focus Midgets, and the West Coast Vintage Racers on hand. Go to WVSO.com for tickets. Well, the Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks came up short in their bid to win the America West Bowl Saturday. Tri-City Rush finished an undefeated season by downing Skyhawks 57-32 the final, their second consecutive championship. Wenatchee Valley trailed by just 10 points, 3 minutes to go. Interception return for a touchdown on the 2-point conversion was the difference as the Rush get the victory. That's a look at sports news. We have a national champion locally. We'll tell you more about that coming up tomorrow. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. The Dub C Fish Sticks. Can't wait to see that tomorrow. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. It's good to have you back. Tomorrow, on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, occasionally I simply will consult the Magic 8 Ball because, of course, if the Magic 8 Ball tells you so, it will happen. That's how it got its name. How will the Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley go Magic 8 Ball? And the answer is without a doubt. So apparently I'm doing a show tomorrow without a doubt. Join me for a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll have that very warm weather forecast. We'll talk a little baseball. Don't forget the Mariners have the day off today, but boy, this has been a great story as well. Everything you need to start your Tuesday right here for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live and local tomorrow at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that is going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us and have a great night.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCWLIFE. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCWLIFE channel.